Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm at Aircon 2019 and today I'm joined by
Mark.
Steve.
Ray.
and we just finished playing Western Legends, which is a sandbox adventure game in the Wild West. So you take a kind of cowboy character. In this case I was Annie Oakley, and you get a special ability that can modify things. But essentially you kind of wander around doing whatever you like in an attempt to get legendary points. There's a track here. Most of these kind of victory points at the end is the winner. So what can you do? Well, for example, you can go to the store and you can buy some stuff. So you can buy whiskey, just paying the money at the top left, a miner's map, 10-gallon hat, which helps when you play poker. You can buy horses for moving around faster, weapons for when you fight things. So then, for example, you might want to go to the mine and you roll the dice, here they are, and you sort of prospect for gold. So that's the gold symbol. You might just get a bit of cash out of the mine, but you can get gold nuggets. Once you've got the gold nuggets, you can take them to the bank and you can sort of deposit them for cash. Although it's possible that someone else might rob you. You can actually have duels and fights with other players, and so if I was on my way to the bank, someone else might intercept me and try robbing me. And combat works with poker cards. So these are used for a number of things. On your turn, you can play them as actions to do things. So this one just gets me 2 extra actions. Or you can play them as part of a fight. And it's pretty straightforward. You're just each picking one card. So let's say I was dueling Steve. He would pick one of his cards. I will pick one of mine, maybe I'll pick this one. You reveal, and highest card wins. Although some things have special abilities that might affect the fight. So you might give people extra wounds or something like that. If you lose, you take a wound, and your wounds hit your player board, reduce your hand size, so that's quite important. Although you can't die, you're limited to 3 wounds, so it's quite nice in that sense. The loser also gets a poker card. But the winner, if it was trying to steal something, would be able to take half of their gold that they collected, or half of their money potentially. But obviously if you're stealing off people, you'd become wanted. And there's a wanted track. You get legendary points at the end of every round, depending on how far up you are the legendary track. But if someone's going around stealing, you can rob the bank, for instance, if you want to. There are bandits as well that you can fight. So if there are bad guys like the bandits or other players, you can try and arrest them, and then you can become a marshal effectively, and you can get money for being a marshal, and legendary points again for being a marshal. So there's kind of 2 main tracks. Either you be a baddie and try and rob the bank of things, or you try and capture the bad guys and be a marshal. A couple of other things you can do then. You can grab cattle from the ranches and either take them to the train station, or you can rustle them and steal them and sell them to the other ranch. You can go to the cabaret and spend money to become legendary there. You can go play poker in a saloon, and you sort of pick 2 of your poker cards, like a Texas Hold'em. You get a flop of 3 cards, and you're picking out of your cards the best 2 cards to add to this to make normal poker hands, so the best hand wins. So that's quite fun. You can play against other people who are in town, or against the dealer if no one's there. So yeah, lots and lots of different things to do. But you roam around until a certain trigger point is reached, and then after that, the most points wins. What do you think?
I enjoyed it. It was good. It was fun. Of the 3 sort of these sandbox sort of games I've played, Zaya, Merchant's Marauder, and this is by far the smoothest and the simplest, probably the easiest to teach, the easiest to play, the shortest play time. It does capture the theme pretty well. So yeah, I enjoyed all parts of this game, but I didn't love the games I played it. I missed the exploration and trading that's in Zaya, which I think makes me want to return to that, and amidst the depth of Merchants Marauders, which is it's a tougher game to play and get into in a long game, but it just captures the naval theme even better, and it's just got more options, and but there's a lot more thinking on that. So this is, I suspect this, if I owned all 3, would be the one I'd get to the table the most, because it's easiest to set up, teach people in 10-15 minutes and get it straight played. Well, I'd say with those 2 you can't really do that. So yeah, it's a good game, it's just not my preferred of the 3.
I think Mark's right in terms of simplicity and smoothness. If I played Zaya again and I played this again in maybe 2 years' time, I would be able to teach this from memory, because everything you do is so obvious. It's obvious that this is how you pick up cattle, this is where you go to do it, this is where you get gold from, this is where you deliver it off, this is how you fight. Poker card system is quite nice. You've got actions on your turn, and the values of your poker card hand dictate your turn. It did feel a bit like 3 of us went down the martial track, and now the outlaw track is very powerful, but because 3 of us were marshals, if you were the one lone outlaw, you're going to get picked on. The sheriff's going to be sent your way every time someone can move the sheriff. They can shoot you without facing many penalties, and that sort of thing. So it feels like the wanted track's very powerful, but you feel like you might have to go with the majority. So the game we played, the sheriff didn't do much. No one was wanted until the very last turn of the game. So the sheriff played no part in the game for us. It was all about us just beating bandits and being fairly good. In terms of the simplicity of the game, this is by far the simplest. In terms of the game I'd more likely to play, I think Zia Legends of a Drift system is probably better. I did like the exploration. I did like the fact you had missions and you had to find certain planets by exploring out there. It felt like you could. There was less to do with fighting the bad guys. You couldn't just go off your own and trade necessarily. I don't really like conflict in games, and I'm not a big fan of sandbox games, but I did have fun today.
Okay, so again, not reiterating, this game is very open. You can do whatever you like. It's very easy to teach. So with regards to, if you've got lots of people with different opinions, different styles of playing in the game, everyone can play this. You can try and do stuff on your own, build your own engine, or if you want a bit more conflict or you want a bit more risk, as they go through the wanted track, just trying to get points that way, that's absolutely fine. So yes, it is. It's not as it's a lot more. It's probably on the lighter side of a medium game in general. But as I say, yes, there are some lot heavier sandbox Euro games out there, which some people might want to dig. But for getting onto the table, as I say, it's one where you can just set up and play. Especially with the expansion coming out at the end of the year, there could potentially be a bit more depth to the game, especially with the conflict side, with the wanted area. Because as I say, with the first couple of games, you may want to play safe, just play, go with the marshal, not get into too much trouble. But once you play a couple of times, you might want to just take that risk, just to explore that side of the game. And say, so you got that, and with the Kickstarter, with the expansion coming out at the end of the year, that could open a whole lot of choices, I say, for both the good side and the bad side. I'd give it an 8. Okay, as I say, it's not going to be up there with things like Gloomhaven and things like that. But it's a solid game that I think most people wouldn't necessarily object to getting onto the table. So
no downside to the game apart from the fact it's not for me. So 6 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.
The theme is great, I think. I've played quite a few of these sandbox games, and as they say, I think this is the simplest, the most streamlined, the least complicated. The problem with the sandbox game is there can be so many things to do. You're forever looking at rules, how does this work, what do you do here? But this one, as Steve was saying, feels very natural. It's very easy to explain, very easy to play. Once you've played a couple of games, it just plays really quickly. So we didn't take long to play this at all, because we've played before, most of us, and it went really well. There is a certain amount of Euroing, trying to maximise points and things, which will, I think, appeal to the Eurogamers, but you can just wander around and do whatever you like, which is what I did, and I came dead last. But I had a good time. I really like it. I give it an 8 out of 10. Alright, thanks for watching. That was Western Legends.